Hello, Newport News residents, businesses, and friends. Thank you for watching the 2020 State of the City. While we can't gather in the same place, we are bound together by the extraordinary spirit of our people, the amazing places where we live, work, and play, and a government committed to the highest standards of service. Through much of the last year, City Manager Cindy Roth and her team led us through a strategic planning process to create a vision and priorities that would guide this city into the future. We also wanted to empower each of you to become co-creators in the change taking place in our city. Then our world changed. Our immediate focus moved from transformation to protecting our residents from COVID-19. For the first time ever, we closed city offices to the public for an extended period of time. Schools closed overnight and parents became teachers. Teleworking became the norm. Events were canceled. Churches and places of worship closed their doors and began offering virtual services. We asked everyone to stay home. During the pandemic, we saw the best in our community. Kindness, empathy, and respect were demonstrated in words and actions. We were connected by our shared desire to protect ourselves, our families, and our community. And while we stayed home, those deemed essential stepped up. Hospital workers were on the front lines, treating the sick and often holding the hands of the dying. First responders changed the way they protect and serve. New heroes emerged, those who often blend into the background, grocery store employees, truck drivers, and others. So many stood up during the pandemic, offering aid, comfort, and hope. And these heroes are continuing to serve as the world and nation address the challenges of the coronavirus. In 2020, we looked at things through a new lens, one that recognizes the challenges of the coronavirus, but does not let them define or deter us from our vision. A vision to create a diverse and prosperous waterfront city of science, technology, innovation, and art, where people come together as a vibrant, inclusive community. Join my colleagues on City Council and me for snapshots and stories of how we are bringing our strategic priorities to life in Newport News.
In 2020, our city, state, and world began looking at health, safety, and well-being through a new lens. When City Council established our strategic priorities, safety was at the top of our list. We want our residents, our citizens, and visitors to remain safe. We want people to feel confident in their interactions with members of our police department. It is crystal clear that 2020 has been challenging for law enforcement nationwide. There are national proposals being discussed and actions taking place in other cities, but not everything translates to Newport News. Our city has already implemented some of the national demands. However, there are proactive changes that still need to be made. Our city's safety is moving in the right direction under the great leadership of our police chief, Steve Drew, who has a strong focus on community policing. The police department recently began hosting implicit bias training to expose people to unconscious biases that can affect their attitudes and actions. This is in alignment with other enhanced trainings, including de-escalation, mental health, and cultural diversity courses. We are proud to report that our public safety initiatives are paying off. As a result, crime citywide is down 12% for the year. However, like so many other cities, domestic violence is a concern. To address this issue, the police department formed a domestic violence team, which is instrumental in bridging the gap between law enforcement and victim support. The fire department's paramedicine program provides health care support for residents through partnerships with physicians, continuing care staff, and community agencies. The Newport News Fire Department is also leading a new mobile crisis intervention program with the Police Department and Community Services Board. mental health teams will jointly respond to calls in an effort to ensure our residents receive the best possible care. Newport News is truly one city, united in our quest to foster a healthy environment with equitable outcomes. Last year, we opened the Four Oaks Day Service Center to provide wraparound services to our homeless community. We have seen incredible stories of transformation and renewal thanks to workforce development and personal support people have received there. In Newport News, we know change can start early, so we want to do all we can to give our young people the support they need to lead healthy lives of purpose and reach their full potential. This year, HUD awarded the Newport News Redevelopment and Housing Authority nearly $97,000 to help our youth who are aging out of foster care and at risk of experiencing homelessness. This grant provides housing vouchers, educational support, career counseling, and other services. When it comes to resources, we are fortunate to have so many nonprofits in Newport News and on the peninsula. This year, our nonprofits were tested like never before, and they responded with creativity, compassion, grace, and determination. As most of you have witnessed, I am passionate about addressing food insecurity. It pains me deeply to see families, especially children, who do not have access to adequate food. For that reason, you often hear me solicit support for my annual food drive. Having access to food has a profound impact on the cognitive, emotional, physical well-being of our children. The food bank held drive-through distribution events and expanded the mobile food pantry. Their culinary training program shifted to prepare breakfast and lunch grab-and-go bags for children. The Boys and Girls Club of the Virginia Peninsula temporarily closed but continued to engage with young people. Habitat for Humanity has built and dedicated over 200 homes and continue to help deserving families become a homeowner. In Newport News and beyond, people did not stop dreaming and working to realize their goals. Thank you to all of the employees and partners who work tirelessly to uplift and empower our residents. Your efforts helped us so much to create a vibrant city of opportunity for everyone. My hat is off to everyone in the city of Newport News who has done his or her part, all of the businesses who have supported us, all of the first responders who have been on the front line, and everyone who has made a difference.
Hi, I'm at Yates Elementary School, and as a former educator, I have never seen an elementary classroom this quiet. It reminds me of when I was a volunteer here as a parent, because my children and my grandchildren went here to school. One of the things I remember about the school was the first grade teacher by the name of Martha Tereska. Everybody wanted her for a first grade teacher. I was lucky that my grandchildren did have her, and she was just wonderful. In March, as our city began dealing with the coronavirus, students left school one Friday and didn't return. We owe a debt of gratitude to our teachers, school administrators, and employees who overnight reinvented learning in our city. Teachers led instruction while also providing comfort and consistency during scary times. Bus drivers distributed meals to young people who depended upon school breakfasts and lunches. IT staff members passed out Chromebooks and hotspots so every child could learn. We are all navigating uncharted waters, but we rose to the occasion because our young people needed us. Thank you to the entire Newport News Public Schools team for supporting teachers and supporting students and their families. Young people in Newport News are preparing for successful futures. Over 85% of high school students were enrolled in early college programs, dual enrollment initiatives, international baccalaureate, advanced placement, and honors courses. Our iSTEM program, which helps students from preschool through graduation use STEM skills to solve real-world problems. The National Association of Music Merchants Foundation named Newport News Public Schools one of the 2020 best communities for music education. That really rings a bell with me because I was a music educator and taught from kindergarten through 8th grade in Virginia Beach. With so many unique and innovative programs, our schools help young people become college, career, and citizen ready. These halls will be crowded again, and there will be noise again, full of laughter, promise, and hopefully some mischief. In the meantime, I encourage our young people to take advantage of every learning opportunity they can. Be like me. I'm a lifelong learner. I learn something new every single day of my life. Don't be afraid to take risks. Ask questions, try new things, and share thoughts and ideas. Residents who didn't graduate from high school still have the opportunity to earn a GED through the Newport News Public Library. The new Career Online High School helps residents earn a high school diploma and certifications. Because of the pandemic, our libraries modified their efforts by launching curbside pickup and introducing virtual programming and streaming video. And people loved it. At a time when our world became much smaller and residents rarely left their homes, libraries offered an escape. There's one thing I have always loved about libraries. They give us the tools and resources we need to change our lives. And opportunities for personal development abound in our great city. A prime example of this is Christopher Newport University. My granddaughter graduated from there. Approximately 5,000 students are enrolled at CNU. The university is ranked 4th among Southern Public Regional Universities and 7th among all regional universities in the South. Recently, CNU expanded their Community Captains program, which offers first-generation students and those from economically stressed families early admission. Students from Newport News Public Schools are benefiting from the first-class university in the heart of our city. And it will only get better when the new Fine Arts Center opens next year. No matter your age, interest, or backgrounds, there are opportunities to learn and begin your next chapter in Newport News. Thank you so much.
We've all become innovative this year, haven't we? It's the year of reinvention. We've seen restaurants completely modify their operations to stay open. Takeout meals became the norm, and delivery was more popular than ever. Businesses pivoted their models. Riverside Paper Supply, which was founded here in 1984 to sell products directly to businesses, began selling items to individuals. As people were scrambling to find toilet paper and cleaning supplies, Riverside Paper Supply sold them during drive-through pop-ups. Ironclad Distillery pivoted their operations and began making hand sanitizer. Their first few batches were a bit potent, but I guarantee they kill germs better than any other product out there. They also donated large quantities of hand sanitizer to area nonprofits. And of course, they continued to sell their bourbon, but they shifted and offered curbside service. Other businesses like my own were forced to temporarily close. It was hard for me personally as a business owner, and the impact it had on my staff was heartbreaking. There's a quote that says, "We rise by lifting others." Our community has come together to support and uplift our neighbors. We have become more unified through our shared struggles, and instead of choosing fear, our city has chosen hope. Like everyone watching, the city has made difficult financial decisions. We have been committed to retaining our entire workforce and have not needed to furlough or lay off one single individual. We did implement a hiring freeze and expenditure restrictions. While anticipating a long-range recovery from the pandemic, the city remains fiscally strong. We have used funds made available through the CARES Act to provide essential supports for residents and businesses. We received over $31 million in CARES relief funds, which were dedicated to public health and safety, community well-being and resiliency, critical technology infrastructure, and government response and continuity efforts. To help residents, we launched the Supplemental Assistance Funding for Emergencies, or SAFE program, for those experiencing financial hardships due to COVID-19. We set aside $1.4 million to offer residents one-time financial assistance for essential supports, including food, utility bills, child care, rent or mortgage, transportation, and medication. Small businesses were hit hard. To support them, we partnered with the EDA to establish the Small Business Resiliency Grant. This grant provided one-time financial assistance to eligible for-profit small businesses in Newport News. We also established the Back to Business and Grow Your e-Business grants. In total, nearly $1.9 million have been distributed to 385 Newport News businesses. And with the City of Hampton, we received a $1.5 million CARES Act Recovery Assistance Grant for small businesses in either city. To offer assistance to the nonprofits that were in the field directly helping residents in need, the city created a grant program to provide operational and project support. We distributed nearly $2.5 million to 31 local nonprofits. We've also used CARES dollars in support of the 2020 election. My colleagues on City Council and I approved using over $111,000 in state funds to protect voters and poll workers, as well as to ensure that people can vote in the way they feel safest. We mailed out over 12,000 absentee ballots, established a voting area in the City Hall lobby, expanded hours at our City Center satellite site, and added staff positions. Now it's up to each of you to exercise your right to vote on November the 3rd. Our future and that of our children and grandchildren depends on us.
We began 2020 with a clear vision, transformation, and progress. And despite the pandemic, we continued to move forward. In February, we hosted a Transforming Denby event at the site of the former Kmart building. Thank you to all of the community members who left your mark on the old building. This event was the spark, helping us usher out the old and light the way for revitalization and transformation. We're in the process of implementing the Denby Work Area Plan. One option for the site suggests a walkable town center surrounding a town green or public square. In the meantime, we are committed to working with co-creators to use the area as an event space with festivals, concerts, movies, and farmers markets. As you move through our city, the progress really shows. In City Center, construction of Ferguson's new corporate office is nearly complete. Liebherr Mining Equipment Company, manufacturer of the world's largest mining trucks, invested $45 million in Copeland Industrial Park as it continues to expand. Nowhere is progress more evident, though, than the Southeast community. As a girl growing up in this part of the town, I saw firsthand the rise and fall of the community. I watched my neighbors struggle. I cried as friends moved to other areas, and I vowed to do all that I could to make a difference. Those who know me know that I'm passionate about jobs and helping people become self-sufficient. I have a strong commitment to giving people the workforce development training they need to transform their lives and uplift our community. And this is happening at the Brooks Crossing Innovation and Opportunity Center. Newport News residents use the center to develop job skills, find a career, take the next step in their work or their education, or they may decide to immerse themselves in the newest technology by using the cutting-edge equipment in the iLab, where I'm standing today. And a few steps away is the Opportunity Center. Newport News residents who dream of becoming engineers, designing the world's greatest ships, or getting the support they need to excel in work and in life are encouraged to get involved at the Brooks Crossing Innovation and Opportunity Center. In June, we launched Newport News Youth Build, a workforce development and education program for young people in our city. Youth Build provides training and occupational skill development to help teens earn jobs in construction and other in-demand industries and trades. The best part of this program is the hands-on construction experience participants receive by building homes right in this community. They also volunteer at the food bank and other nonprofits to learn the importance of giving back. These young people are truly learning what it means to build communities. We are preparing Newport News residents for success in high-demand industries while also providing resources to entrepreneurs. The EDA is currently rehabbing an old building on Jefferson Avenue to be the future home of a co-working space. Here, small businesses and those just getting started can rent low-cost office space, which provides a solution to one of the obstacles that keeps people from starting their own business. And things are about to get even better. We are bringing our vision for a seafood market in the Southeast community to life. This culinary destination will leverage the assets of our waterfront and the existing seafood industrial park. Our plans include a food hall concept with indoor and outdoor stalls and restaurant space. It will also feature a shared kitchen where food service and catering entrepreneurs can scale up their businesses. Be on the lookout for more information on our seafood market and get ready for more exciting transformations in our great city. One of the most inspiring stories this year is that of Jorge Rivera. Jorge is the chairman and CEO of S23 Holdings, a marine repair and construction company. Jorge immigrated to America for more opportunities for himself and his family. In June, Jorge joined Governor Ralph Northam, as well as state and local leaders, to announce that S23's corporate and industrial campus will be built in Newport News. This $64 million investment will create over 300 new jobs, and plans include a community training center. Jorge is realizing his dreams in our city, and we applaud that. Newport News is a city where people boldly chase and realize their dreams, and it has been a dream of mine to see our downtown and Southeast communities flourish once again. The city's downtown reimagined plan is coming to life, beginning with private investment along 23rd Street, which we're calling Restaurant Row. Provost Construction is transforming a row of empty warehouses into mixed-use development. Get ready for apartments, retail establishments, a coffee shop, even a brewery. Yes, Coastal Fermentory is opening a brewery and tap room later this year. I know our friends at Provost are watching. Thank you for believing in Newport News and investing in our city. We have more ideas, so let us know when you're ready to talk. Newport News is home to opportunity, economic prosperity, and fun.
Hi, I haven't played the piano in so many years. A piano was in my household, and so Today I got a chance to have some more fun. Well, you know what? I want to tell you a little bit about our city. Our city believes in the value and benefit of fun, so much so that we chose to make it a priority in our strategic plan. Businesses and community leaders take note. Fun should be a part of every plan and everything that we do. Fun, entertainment, and culture are returning to the downtown area. In addition to new businesses, we have public parks with breathtaking views. King Lincoln Park is a quiet, hidden jewel in the Southeast community, my favorite. We have new sidewalks and a beautiful new boardwalk, which leads to the beach overlooking the James River. Playgrounds and shelters are for family use, and there are 2 fishing piers. As my husband, the late Gregory Cherry, used to say, it's our pearl on the James. Victory Landing Park, where we usually hold our 4th of July celebration, offers a beautiful view on the James River. On any given day, you can see aircraft carriers, submarines, and other impressive watercraft go by. And oftentimes, this is where I go and sit and meditate. We are finalizing design plans to connect the Victory Landing Park to Christopher Newport Park. That's another beautiful park in the city. The shoreline will be stabilized and a promenade or paved boardwalk will run the length of the waterfront, and the site will feature an amphitheater. How about that? This new entertainment venue will offer the most unique views in Hampton Roads. We're also adding lights and amenities to Restaurant Row. That's down on 23rd Street, so we can bring in stages to offer live entertainment. You know what? It's important that residents and guests have unique, memorable experiences in Newport News, ones that are simply fun. In January, young people packed the ice to skate for the first time, and I even got in the ring myself. I was able to join in, and being there, seeing the delight on the children's faces, hearing their laughter and watching them get up and try again after falling was inspiring, but I held on tight. Then, just after our successful 6th annual One City Marathon, which I ran in again, I did the 8K, the pandemic forced us to cancel all events for the foreseeable future. I was really disappointed because I work with community groups to host annual events, including a Juneteenth commemoration and our Easter festivities. These events help us remain connected to our community while teaching us about one another's culture, our history, and our traditions that make our city so great. The city decided to look at things through a new lens. The fact that we couldn't get together in person didn't stop us from having fun. The 4th of July celebration and our fall festival were actually virtual. I know you all know something about virtual. And in just a few weeks, our city will be aglow with holiday cheer. Our Enlighten series will illuminate the city with the spirit of the holidays, from Brooks Crossing to Newport News Park and everywhere in between. Our famous Celebration and Lights, Virginia's first drive-through light event that we're so proud of, returns for its 28th season on Thanksgiving night. Visit Newport News Park to enjoy 2 miles of animated holiday displays that feature over 1 million individual lights. And even though we won't have our traditional tree lighting event, you can still take in the magic of the season and enjoy our trees at City Center and Brooks Crossing. They are something to see. We will get back to in-person, large events full of music, dancing, which I love, food, and celebrations. In the meantime, let's all take advantage of the virtual and smaller opportunities available, including those at our museums and cultural attractions. And right here at Downton Cultural Arts Center, in the southeast community of Newport News, the city team is keeping creative expression alive. The center houses permanent and rotating exhibits, an art studio, music room, dance studio, and more. The core of the Downton Groves Cultural Arts Center is the Ella Fitzgerald Theater, and I'm right here today. In this theater, I've had the opportunity to perform as Glinda, the Good Witch, in The Wiz. I was Mother Superior in Sister Act, and I was the Candy Lady in Willy Wonka. The theater, a 276-seat venue named for Ella Fitzgerald, the First Lady of Song, a native of Newport News. This year, a local artist, Michelle Richardson, celebrated the youth of downtown Newport News in an exhibit titled Don't Count Me Out. The goal was to support and encourage young people by displaying stunning and dramatic images depicting them in their future careers. These images were based on personal interviews with the children, and it was beautiful. No matter our background, language, or personal history, art connects us all. Arts, entertainment, culture, and most importantly, fun are active in our great city. I have to get back to practicing. Bye.
I don't think there has ever been a year when we wanted to stay connected so badly. If you're like me, you've embarrassed your kids over TikTok and forgot to mute during Zoom calls, but we're getting by and using all of the resources at our disposal to remain together virtually. We've also seen more people walking, biking, and running, taking in the beauty of our city and its natural resources. We've worked hard to keep our parks and green spaces open so you could safely get out to recharge and enjoy some fresh air. Our parks have seen record attendance this year, and soon there will be additional options for those who want to get outside. The Stony Run Greenway will provide recreational trails and offer connections between sites in the Denby area, including the community center and Grissom Library. In the southeast part of the city, we are developing a health and wellness trail network from the waterfront to 18th Street. Both new trail systems will promote health, wellness, social connectivity, and access to economic development activity. And you may have heard the acronym BOAT lately. BOAT stands for Birthplace of America Trail, a regional trail system currently in development. The vision is to be able to run, ride, walk, or roll from the oceanfront at Virginia Beach to the Capitol Steps in Richmond. And Newport News is proud to be a large part of this project. Keep an eye out for more information on these initiatives and get ready to head outside. A major discussion topic every year is congestion, and we are continuing to develop creative solutions to make it easier to get around Newport News. The Atkinson Boulevard project, which adds another connection between Jefferson and Ward, will be completed at the end of this year. This will be a huge asset for the northern part of our city and those who travel around Fort Eustis. VDOT has continued work on the Denby Boulevard bridge replacement, which includes constructing a new bridge with 4 lanes, a raised median, and sidewalks. Travelers will enjoy this once it opens next fall. And the news just keeps getting better. In July, the city joined with the Virginia Department of Rail and Public Transportation and VDOT to break ground on a transportation center at Bland Boulevard, between Ward and Interstate 64. This new facility will replace the Amtrak train station that's currently on Ward and will serve as a hub for HRT and taxis and shuttles. When this $47 million project is completed in the summer of 2022, it will modernize and streamline transportation on the peninsula, in Hampton roads, and throughout the Commonwealth. No matter where you go or how you want to get there, Newport News will be a part of your journey. And we hope you choose to make our city your home base. Our welcoming neighborhoods and diverse communities offer people of all ages and backgrounds a place they can put down roots and truly thrive. We're investing in our neighborhoods to ensure they are vibrant places that people want to live. In the northern part of our city, the EDA continues to work with Weldon Field Development to come up with a plan for the Enview Tract. We want to establish a residential community that is attractive to professionals, respects the existing Enview House, and builds on the connections to Newport News Park. While the city is focusing on new development, investing in our historic neighborhoods is still a priority. We've talked about the Choice Neighborhoods Initiative in previous State of the City addresses. You know, the $30 million. In 2019, the city and Newport News Redevelopment and Housing Authority received a grant to transform the Marshall Ridley area in the Southeast community, creating new housing options, community services, recreational opportunities, and parks. The Redevelopment and Housing Authority will break ground on the first apartment building in the next few months, and future homes are on the horizon. The C&I project is more than just homes. It is restoring pride throughout the historic community and giving residents the tools they need to thrive. One of the things I love about Newport News is where others see unconquerable challenges, our residents, businesses, and partners see the opportunity for creativity and reinvention. A great example is this new outdoor basketball court donated by Antoine Bethea and the Bethea Family Foundation. It's under construction now, but will be open to the public by the time this video debuts. So today, you're getting a behind-the-scenes look at the work that went into bringing this court to life. Antoine has traveled across the country throughout his impressive NFL career, but he's never forgotten where he came from. To commemorate his love for basketball as well as his affection for our great city, a place that will always be his home, Antoine and the Bethea Family Foundation donated the first full-size lighted outdoor basketball court in the city. This is more than just a basketball court. It's a place for people to come together to make memories and learn from one another. I recently learned Wi-Fi access will also be provided on this court. As an educator, I think this is wonderful. The Bethea Court is a source of inspiration to young people throughout our city and a testament to what you can accomplish through hard work, dedication, and perseverance. In Newport News, we create welcoming communities and neighborhoods where people are proud to live. I invite you to come home to Newport News.
The Dalai Lama said it is our collective and individual responsibility to preserve and tend to the world in which we all live. In Newport News, we take this responsibility very seriously. In fact, it's been one of our city's core values for decades. Newport News is a leader in the Commonwealth and beyond for our efforts that protect and preserve the city's natural resources and green spaces for current and future generations. Isn't it incredible? We are home to Newport News Shipbuilding, the largest industrial employer in Virginia, while also serving as one of the largest bald eagle breeding areas on the East Coast. That says a great deal about our environmental stewardship, and we've been honored for the work we've been doing. Newport News Waterworks received a Sustainable Water Utility Management Award for our robust water protection program and the use of innovative technology such as smart metering. Sustainability creates systems that help people and the planet thrive together, and education plays a key role in our efforts. Once again, we are fortunate to have Christopher Newport University, a world-class educational institution in our great city. They launched a new Center for Sustainability in Education to embed sustainable practices in academic lives of Christopher Newport students, faculty, and staff. The center also serves as a community hub for discussion and learning, and Newport News residents are passionate about making a difference. Take, for example, Joshua Nichols and Luke Marston. When these 14-year-olds learned the bumblebees' natural habitats for nesting and foraging were disappearing, they wanted to do something. Joshua and Luke organized a volunteer event to plant native and bee-friendly vegetation at dozens of city sites. Their goal is to provide a pollinator trail from Huntington Park to Newport News Park. I encourage all of the young people watching to take note. You can make a difference. Your ideas matter. Please bravely speak up about issues you're passionate about and use your unique perspective to make our world a better place. While we work toward a more sustainable future, we must reflect on the past and continue to learn. We recently completed a 3-year archaeological study of the Warwicktown site at the former City Farm location. From 1680 to 1813, Riverview Farm Park was the location of Warwicktown, which is now Newport News. Historic documents and the archaeological record can provide information that will enhance our understanding of colonial Virginia port towns. You can view the results of the archaeological study on the city's website. Newport News has served as a gateway to the new world, and we remain a gateway to prosperity and opportunity. 2020 caused us to look at the world through a new lens, and we must maintain this mindset and strive to develop new and innovative ways to sustain our vibrant city.
We accomplished a great deal this year, even as we faced new and unexpected challenges. Thank you to my colleagues on City Council for being part of this year's address. Thank you to our City Manager, Cindy Roth. Cindy's vision, leadership, and compassion have guided our city through the pandemic and beyond. And our city employees are the best around. In reflecting on my time as mayor, I can't remember a year that has tested our city more. We have risen to meet each challenge and uplifted one another in deed, prayer, and service. And we needed each other more than ever when we lost Officer Catherine Thine in the line of duty on January the 23rd. She was a true hero who served our citizens with bravery, integrity, and compassion. This heartbreaking tragedy united our city and community in grief. Officer Thine will forever be remembered for her service, and we continue to keep her family, especially her young daughter, in our thoughts and prayers. I offer a special thanks to all of the first responders who serve our city with compassion and honor. In May, I was sworn in as the president of the African American Mayors Association, an organization that represents over 500 black mayors across the United States. I assumed leadership during a critical time for our country, and I'm proud to work alongside my fellow mayors and community leaders who create and maintain healthy communities. A blessing that has come out of the pandemic is the quality time that families have been able to spend with one another. I was with my 5-year-old grandson for over a month. That time was precious. We took walks, played baseball in the backyard, painted Easter eggs, read together, and enjoyed every moment, especially playing with Legos. And like many of you, my family supported him during virtual learning. I'm fortunate that my wife, Valerie, is a former educator and also one of the most patient people I know. Online classrooms are hard. Being with my grandson made me reflect on the world I want him to inherit. In Newport News, we have the right mix of energy, determination, passion, and opportunity to make our city a better place for all. We're focusing on sustainable solutions and policy changes that will offer new opportunities, challenge our residents to grow, and create an equitable society. As our virtual State of the City comes to a close, this is the part where I'm supposed to impart words of wisdom that highlight the steps the city will be taking over the coming months. I can't do that. We don't know what the future holds for the COVID-19. I can't predict the results of the upcoming election or foretell how our nation will overcome the social injustices that we've struggled with for generations. But I can tell you that Newport News will emerge stronger than ever. Last year, I shared Collis P. Huntington's vision to build good ships in Newport News at a profit if we can, at a loss if we must, but always good ships. He didn't build those ships alone. His vision was realized by the workers, the everyday heroes who tirelessly gave themselves to make our city, community, and the world better for future generations. We are a city built by shipbuilders and tradespeople, risk takers and innovators, dreamers and go-getters, and those who refuse to rest until the job is done. Every person, from shelf stocker to custodian to teacher and business owner, plays an important part in the state of our city. We've had to adjust our focus in 2020, but our lens has steadily remained on enhancing the quality of life so current and future generations thrive. Important safety and wellness initiatives keep residents and guests safe. Workforce development services create opportunities for participants to achieve their full potential and become self-sustaining. Exciting development projects grow our economy and help businesses thrive. Sound environmental stewardship meets the needs of the present without compromising the future. Educational opportunities offer a strong foundation and prepare learners for lifelong success. Welcoming communities build a sense of pride and create inviting neighborhoods of choice. And fun is a constant focus as we strive to engage and empower residents to share what they want for our city and then work hard to make it happen. We will get through these challenging times with the same spirit and grit that helped us persevere in the past. We are Newport News, a city with a historic past and forger of a nation's fleet, the gateway to prosperity, strength, and a limitless future. Let's continue to dream big, chase opportunities, support one another, and never give up. And while you are out sowing seeds of transformation, renewal, hope, and success, remember to wear a mask, stay safe, and remain kind to one another. May God bless Newport News, the United States of America, and each of you. Thank you.